Ezekiel 46, 1 through 24. All of life is holy. Holy places are incredibly important for the world's major religions. For many people, the concept of holy places brings to mind cities, cathedrals, and temples. It would be easy to think of holiness as simply something that happens in such a place, especially when there are so many references to these kinds of holy places in the Old Testament. The description of holy places continues with Ezekiel's vision of the new temple, but despite the fact that holiness has often been attached to certain places, holiness is less about places and more about how God's people ought to live. Jesus' work and teaching redefines everything. Instead of inhabiting a holy temple as the exclusive place of worship, Jesus makes his home in the life of every believer and promises to be with them whenever they get together. Instead of people trying to work hard to do good and earn Jesus' acceptance, Jesus' own righteous life is applied to sinners who only need to look to him in order to be made right with God. Jesus redefines what it means to be holy. All of life is to be holy, no matter where one is. Ezekiel pinpoints some very practical and even mundane aspects of holiness that are all made possible because of Jesus. God's people are supposed to stop the use of violence and oppression. They are to conduct their business and entrepreneurial ventures with integrity and trust. They are also to live with a sense of purposeful balance, working 6 days and taking 1 day to be refreshed and rejuvenated. All of life is meant to be holy. There is nothing wrong with being more reverent in certain places and on certain occasions, but worshiping in particular holy places or undertaking certain rituals to symbolize holiness is no longer necessary for one to be made right with God. Jesus Christ has already provided his people access to the most holy place possible, and he did that by giving his life as a sacrifice for them. As people who already have unprecedented access to him, God's people are now free to live for God in all of life. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess. For he who promised is faithful, and let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching.